Hey, my name's Catherine, or Kat. I go by both.
You can go ahead and just tell us the first time you noticed your body image.
Well, I started getting a lot taller than everybody else, probably around 4th grade. I started swimming around that point too. I swam competitively for 16 years, but anyways, back to that. When I was in 4th grade, I was just noticing that, I'm kind of tall. I'm kind of not skinny, but I'm not really fat either.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't really know where I belong kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of started to get worse and worse. When I got to 6th grade, I specifically remember this one time we had a pool party at one of my friend's house, and all the girls there were like petite, cute, like little, wearing bikinis, and I'm just like, my mom was like, took me to go get swimsuits, and I was just trying them on, and I didn't feel comfortable. I was like, all my friends are smaller than me, but everybody's gonna be wearing a bikini, and I'm gonna look like an idiot wearing a one piece or something. Mm-hmm. And so my mom got me this tankini, and I just being like, okay, well, this is kind of cool, this is better. And then I just remember going and like being around everybody that was a lot smaller than me, and I just felt really uncomfortable. Didn't really understand what was going on. This guy that I had a crush on asked me to dance or whatever, and I found out later that he had a crush on my best friend, who would probably weigh about half my size, and she asked him to dance with me just because, and it really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stuck with me for a really long time that guys weren't going to want to date me, they weren't going to like me because I was awkward. I wasn't, like I said, I'm not skinny, I'm not fat, I'm just big.
Yeah.
I'm tall.
Yeah.
I don't have a place to fit in, and like that's kind of how I've always felt.
So being like an in-betweener, kind of like, it was like an awkward place.
Yeah, because I think that people teeter more towards, if you're an in-betweener, they probably will label you more as like fat, is before they're gonna label you skinny. So it was one of those things, like I grew up, like I don't think that was like really a thing where like at our age, or at my age then, that people were like, oh, she's in between, it's fat, skinny.
Yeah, and being fat is like always a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like growing up especially.
So I just had a skewed aspect, like I saw something different than what I actually was, and like I said, now I've come to the point where I've accepted being a little more athletic looking, a little thicker on the but I've accepted it, and that's who I am, and that's how I look, and I won't ever be skinny. There's no reason for me to ever try to be. I kind of went on a dangerous path after I quit swimming. I was scared I was going to gain a bunch of weight. I was scared I didn't want to be fat, and I was just nervous about it. And it really, it tore me up inside. I would spend 2 or 3 hours in the gym doing cardio. If I overate stuff, I would throw up. It was just, one of those dangerous cycles that you start to get in. And luckily I was able to kind of climb out of it.
So how old were you when you first started the disordered eating and the working out?
Well, I quit swimming when I was 21, so it was probably about a year later.
So how old are you now?
I'm 26.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I think it started when I was younger with my mom, and when I was swimming and everything, she labeled things as good and bad, like, you don't need to eat that, that's going to make you fat. You're already kind of chubby, you need to lose weight. My mom is 5'2", she's 110 pounds now, maybe. She used to be a ballerina. My whole entire family is athletic. My dad played basketball in college. My brother played football in college.
So you take after that side. You got the athlete side, and she's more petite and ballerina side.
Yeah.
So that's hard.
Yeah, and I think it's just one of those things. I think she wanted something different for my image in general. Like even before I came to this interview, she's like, "Are you gonna wear makeup?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And she was like, "Well, I was just wondering, you look pretty with makeup on." So even small comments like that, she doesn't really give me any trouble about my weight or what I eat anymore, but I think she still has that I must be a little bit controlling and try and get to her in some way. I love my mom with everything in me. She is a great person, but she definitely gave me some skewed images in my head and how things should be as a younger kid, and it kind of carried over to when I was a young adult, and it's kind of one of the things I've had to almost mentally block it out. Like I said, I won't ever lose contact with my mom. I love her. I come to see my family at least every other weekend. I talk to her every day, but there's some things I don't share with her anymore, and I don't want to talk to her about, and this is some of it, so I just kind of learned to brush it off at this point. As far as my mom goes, I don't think it would change anything. I think deep down now she's wondering, she's like, did I push you too much? Did you want to swim? Did you want to do these things? And I was like, Mom, honestly, you really hurt me as a kid. Like, I thought I wasn't pretty. I thought that I was fat. You know, I thought that, I mean, whatever it took, like, for me to be a better swimmer, it was like I needed to lose weight. I couldn't eat things look, you know, I mean, you kind of mess with my head and that kind of thing. So
how long do you think it took you to kind of get over that?
It honestly, it took me about a year to get out of that. I had, like I said, quit swimming. I didn't really do a whole lot. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. It was awkward having a bunch of spare time. So, you know, I focused way too much on it, spending hours and hours in the gym, you know, watching what I ate down to the T. If I overate, then it was coming up.
Yeah.
And it honestly took me almost losing my life in the tornado to kind of snap out of that.
Yeah.
And trying to be like, whoa, I just need to take a step back and like kind of learn to rebuild my life. I have a actual like reason to rebuild my life. I don't own anything anymore. I have nothing. So now I can start from the ground up and, you know, might as well. Why not now? And I never had to go to a doctor for any of the problems I had. But, you know, it's just one of those things that it's bad that it took me almost losing my life to realize that I needed to change the way I was being. I think that this is just, or anything, it doesn't matter if I'm spiritual or not. It was a wake-up call for me personally.
Yeah.
And I think that it helped me reshape my life and figure things out, because I went back to school that next fall. Most people never thought I was going to. Just like, I never suffered from PTSD. I literally, like when I said I built my life back up from the ground up, like mentally, physically, and emotionally, that's where it started. And went back to school, graduated a year later.
That's awesome.
Became a personal trainer after that.
Wow.
The thing is, though, that kind of stuff can rebound and can come back to you, and it did for me. So it's
like a daily thing. It's not just like a snap and it's over.
Yeah, I mean, for about a year and a half, I was good, and then I became a personal trainer, and it's like one of those things. It's like you're training somebody else. You're trying to teach them how to be smart, make good choices, how to, you know, this is how you need to work out. You need to do these things so that you can be healthy too. But it's like, so for me, it was like having an image pressed on me. It's like, I have to eat super strict. I can't go out to eat. I can't drink alcohol. I can't, you know, have ice cream. I can't, you know, like all this stuff. So it wasn't like I wasn't throwing up anymore, but I was so
restricting. So there's almost like the normal pressure that we go through with society, and then like being in that fitness world, it was like a whole other level of pressure.
I will say this though, as soon as I found CrossFit, and the fact that it's accepted to be a thicker girl, for some of these girls that have legs about this big, hard as a rock, that is accepted. That my body's, like the way I look, is accepted. The people that look like me, the people that are bigger, are trying to gain weight, you know, trying to make gains and like trying to do all this stuff. That's the world that I live in now. That's CrossFit, and CrossFit is all about moderation, and it's all about you know, accepting how you are, doing things for you and to your level. Like you're not being pushed to do things up and over. It's like it changed my life. It changed my like I haven't had any issues with my body, the way I look, since I started CrossFit. It helped. It made me embrace being stronger. It made me embrace having bigger thighs. It made me embrace like if anything, it's made me be like, I almost want my quads to be bigger. I want my butt to be bigger. I want, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, I don't care. I mean, I will eat whatever I want to eat, and I think of it as fuel now. I treat food as a fuel, as something to help me get through my workouts, get through my day at work, everything. So I actually have a healthy relationship with it again, and it's rewarding.
In the CrossFit world, or like in the working out fit world, is there a different standard for women and men? Like, is it how do you feel about that?
I think when you go into a normal gym, like let's say I were to walk into Gold's Gym right now and look at everything, I think anybody could go in there and walk in there and see females are upstairs on the elliptical, on the cardio machines. Males are down in the weight room. You don't see it. The worlds don't really cross. Occasionally you'll see some men up there doing some cardio too, but it's rare to see a female being around weights in a normal gym. When you walk into a CrossFit gym, there's a class of 15 to 20 people, male and female, all doing the same exercises, all together doing the same things. Granted, you do have your weight scales for men and women. I mean, it's 65% of what males do is what the female weight is. So that's for good reason, just because of like, hormones, genetics, that kind of thing. But I mean, it's crazy. I want everybody, like, I encourage people to go to a CrossFit gym. I'm like, people are like, I'm scared to go to the gym. I don't like the way that they portray, like, everything. It's, you got, like I said, you have your males, you have your females, and CrossFit, everybody's together, everybody's doing the same thing. Not one person gets to, you know, say, hey, I don't want to do this next to this girl, or I don't want to do this next to this guy. It's, everybody does it together, and everybody cheers each other on. The last person that gets the most claps.
That's awesome.
The most cheers, because everybody else is waiting for them to finish. Everybody else wants to see them get through it too, and it's so much more rewarding than it is to go to a gym and spend, like I used to, 2 or 3 hours on a cardio machine and, you know, think about doing weights, but I can't because there's too many guys down there. I don't want to go down there.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of people feel intimidated, but you kind of describing it makes me think that it's really welcoming.
It is.
Like, even if someone of my size, you know, 300-pound girl that's clearly, you know, not the typical CrossFit type of person, do you feel like I would be welcomed in?
Absolutely.
Just as much as anyone else?
Absolutely.
That's a good thing, and I'm glad that you're talking about that, because I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by the whole idea of it.
Oh, they are. I hear that more than anything. People are just like, oh, well, you must be like a hard ass, or oh, you must, you know, take steroids, or like, you know, I don't really understand, like, I guess they see the girls on TV, those are the people that you see, these girls working out in, you know, sports bras and like little tiny booty shorts. And it's like, if you go to a normal CrossFit gym, you have a few girls that do that kind of stuff. But then you have your girls that dress like me, and then you have your girls that dress in, like, you know, t-shirt and, you know, leggings. Like, it's, I mean, there's like a stigma on everything. Like, you see certain things and you're just like, well, that's how that's going to be, and people see what they see on CrossFit on TV, and they're like, I don't want to, I mean, even now, if I don't want to go work out in a sports bra and little booty shorts, like, if that's what I saw and that's what I thought it was, I wouldn't want to do it either. Yeah.
So it's just all about being yourself and feeling comfortable.
Yep.
And
100%.
And working out for you and, like, lifting for you is, like, makes you feel really good and strong and comfortable.
I feel like my day is shit if I don't go to the gym. Like, I go on my lunch break, or most people, like I said, will go, you know, take a nap or go eat lunch or whatever, because we have an hour and a half. I will, you know, bust it and go to the gym and spend that whole entire time there working out, because it gets me through my day. It's like me taking, you know, drinking a cup of coffee as opposed to, you know, doing that. It helps. It's a way of stress relief. It's a way of, I have anxiety, I have depression, it helps me, it keeps me happy, it keeps me focused, it keeps me driven. I've struggled my whole entire life being awkward in between, 5'10", athlete, not really super ripped, not really super skinny, not fat, not anything. It's just, I am who I am, and I want people to know that it's okay to, you know, to be this way and still be strong emotionally, physically, everything, and just not to be afraid, because you can do it, and no matter what you want to do, you can do it. And I want other people to know that it doesn't just apply to me, it applies to them too. Like, the fact, my mind, if I went back to my head back in when I was 22, I went to the gym to burn calories. I went to the gym because I had to be there. I needed to, you know, keep my weight. That's the only way I would stay the way I was. I wasn't going to gain weight. Now I go to the gym, I want to be better. I want my time to be faster than somebody else's. I want to hit a PR that day. I want to work on my technique. I'm a bigger girl. Gymnastic stuff is hard for me. I spend so much time working on it, and I'm just like, I want to be better at it. I'm like, I don't care. Big gymnastics, whatever. That'll make it happen. You know, it's just.
If you could tell that 8 or 9-year-old girl, or maybe that 13-year-old girl, something, what would be the one thing you would tell her?
Absolutely do not listen to anything that anybody says. Keep on swimming, keep on getting through life, because, you know, it doesn't matter what anybody says in the end. I mean, if somebody were to call me fat now, I'd be like, I don't care. Like, this is, if that's how you see me, then I don't care. How you see me doesn't make a difference. And I think that too many people are focused on how other people see them, and that's how they get their persona almost. It's like they let other people define them, and I think that this project's going to help get more people out there and say, like, I'm not going to let you define me. This is who I am, and you're not going to tell me otherwise. I mean, you just want to see people like supporting you, and I feel like that wasn't a thing at the time. I think it's just becoming now with like the time and age that we live in and everything. There, people are becoming more accepting. I don't think that, to my knowledge, I don't remember there ever seeing any plus size models. I don't ever remember seeing any athletic looking girls being models. You just saw these girls that were so skinny, and like, it's like for me, like I said, being an in-betweener, it's like, what do I have to look at? I'm like, you know, it's for me, it made me uncomfortable, and it made me upset, and it was hard not ever having role models to like look at.
Being represented.
Yeah, I like the fact that this project is representing everybody.
Yeah.
That's something that just, it needs to be done, it needs to be said, and everybody needs to kind of project how they are.